Hello everyone and welcome to another video. This video is going to be a little bit different to my usual ones. I'm just trying something out to see whether people find it better or not. We're going to be looking at a road which part exists and part doesn't exist anymore, which runs from Otley to Burley in Wharfedale. So for the benefit of editing, there may be a pause when I try and match the actual commentary with the pictures. However, the first picture we shall go on to now, which is this picture here, which shows its junction with the A659. This is the start of the Ilkley Road, and quite obviously, if you travel all the way down this road, we will go on to the next slide, you will eventually come up to Otley Mills, or what used to be Otley Mills, and you can see where the old road used to go. Now, looking at this picture, if you just go to your left, that is the new, obviously, connection road from when the bypass was built. Now, those of you that have walked down there will know that there is obviously a passage or small little tunnel that goes underneath the existing road, and that connects onto what was and still is further up West Shevin Road. Now, West Shevin Road, if we go on to the next slide, and there we go, there's the next slide. If you see where the field line is, obviously there's a massive field, and you come down towards where it says Ilkley Road. There is a small road that used to then follow the existing road, which came up to the roundabout just to the left-hand side of Groville Park, and that's where West Shevin Road used to run. And obviously on the far left-hand side, you can see the Bradford Road, and obviously you can see the bypass, which is heading off to the bottom left of your picture. So also in this picture you will see Groville Park, and I'm unsure whether many will know that this park actually did go, if you go past where it says Ilkley Road and then go onto the field where it's just like a sort of a circle which is fairly lighter than the rest, that is where the cricket pitch used to be for Groville Park. So Groville Park used to go all the way down to there until the new road, which obviously was built, sliced right the way through it, hence why Groville Park is smaller than it is now. Now back onto the old route of the road. If you remember a couple of pictures back, I told you that obviously it went off to the right, and it went all the way down past the side of Otley Mills, and obviously the new road that was built followed a partial bit of the old road. And if you are looking at this picture now, if you follow the river, you can basically the side of the river, I'm open to explaining this properly, you will see roughly where the road used to go and then joined up with the existing road that's there now, which was just past the lay-by that you can see on the right hand side of the road. So this picture here actually shows the end of the Ilkley Road where it does join on, where I've just mentioned, where the bypass is. And if we then will go on to the next picture. This next picture shows it obviously looking in the other direction towards Otley, and you can clearly see where it used to come out and join up with the existing A660. Now this picture here, apart from showing a lovely truck, which is one of the two things I'm interested in, obviously this is the old part of the A660 which still survives, and this carries on right to the obviously end of your picture, and then it veers left around the corner to where it brings us on to our next picture. Now this picture is just after the bends that I'm going on about, and the bit we're going to be concentrating on next will be the road that is just to the top left. You see where the search circle is up in the top left hand corner. You can see a road there, kind of like in the middle of a field. If you follow it down, it actually comes to was like a junction onto the present A660. It actually used to follow a more straighter line to connect up with that, more or less where the lay-by used to be. And obviously the other bit that goes off in the middle of your picture was the newly built part of the bypass for Burley and Wharfedale, and as a result of this, a bit further up, the river needed to be diverted in order for them to build this road. So this next picture actually just really highlights the obviously the road in a lot more detail. So as you can see, it used to, in a sense, where it curves off to meet the road, where it takes that sharp bend, it actually just merged where the lay-by was. So I just thought I would include that picture as well to make it more clearer. The next picture actually does show where the road used to go. This is obviously the sharp bend I was on about that meets up with the present A660, and obviously the road used to carry on up that way. Now this picture shows a wider view of the road layout. Quite obviously you can see the old road that is to your left in that picture that goes past Baffles and Burnley Secure Dogfield. And that's where the road used to go, and the road, if you follow it, it then takes a sharp right, and it didn't used to do that. It just used to take a slightly lesser bend towards the right and come up just further up from the top roundabout that you can see in your picture, and it used to be an absolute nightmare to get out of. However, we will touch upon this road layout up there in the next slide. So in this next video, you can see obviously the Otley Road still exists. This is used for access to properties that are still neighbour the road, which were obviously there at the time when the road was a very, very busy main road. Now, if we take a look at the next picture, you can see that some of the left-hand side of the carriageway has actually been grassed over. So don't worry, it wasn't this narrow. There was actually another carriageway where the grass is. And this then went on all the way up to a junction that was an absolute nightmare to get out of. So if you remember me going on about obviously veering off here, you can see it veers off to the right. I think where the lamp post is, it used to more or less go straight on and follow the wall line to come up to an absolutely dreadful junction that took an age to get out of. Hence the reason why the bypass was built. So here in this picture you can see the top roundabout I was going on about, which didn't exist at one time. Obviously the road I said used to curve just where the buildings are. I think it came out just up there. You used to wait for ages, and then when you eventually got out, the road then followed its natural course into Burley and Wharfedale, which is in the top left hand of your picture. And this roundabout was constructed to obviously then meet up with the other roundabout, which you saw in the earlier picture, for you then to go down onto the bypass and bypass at Burley and Wharfedale altogether, or head off down towards Otley on the other road that I told you was built and subsequently required the river wharf to be diverted to facilitate this. So this next picture is looking at right at the other side of Burley and Wharfedale. Used to take you an age to get through Burley and Wharfedale. I remember it well when we used to go to the coast with my parents. And obviously the road used to carry on to your left-hand side where the van is, and go straight on, and obviously the bit curves off towards the other roundabout, which is the other end of the Burley and Wharfedale bypass. Now, looking at this picture is something new for me because I haven't been past there for quite a while. A new housing estate has popped up, and it looks as though this road that we're on now slices right through what used to be the road. So looking at it in more detail, you can actually see the road that we're looking at, where the new housing estate has been built, is basically, if you see where there's a gap in the road, that is where it is. If that makes sense, you will see obviously a bit that curves off to the roundabout, but obviously there's a bit where the road used to go straight on, where that gap is, and then used to go right where the blue line is and join on just to where the other blue line is up there. So here is another picture looking at the old road with the new housing estate on the other side, and quite obviously at the time it used to be fields. And our last picture here shows where it joins onto the existing road again. It's obviously natural course, just used to curve off as it does now there, and join onto the road again. So yes, it's fair to say that the bypass actually did do a lot for Burley and Wharfedale. Those in the local area will know that the bypass actually did more for Burley and Wharfedale in regards to getting rid of traffic than the Otley bypass did, because they didn't finish it. Just for your information, Otley bypass was built or finished in 1984, and the Burley and Wharfedale bypass was done and completed in 1995. So I do hope you've enjoyed that video. There's been absolutely no history whatsoever on this road. I've had a look for it and there's absolutely nothing. So all of this is from my own memory. So if I'm talking a load of old rubbish, please do correct me in the comments. And then people can, I'm happy to stand corrected with anything I've said. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. I'll just let my subscribers know, and people who regularly watch my videos but don't subscribe, that's up to you. I've got a massive backlog of videos which will be going out over the coming weeks, so don't worry. I have gone a bit quiet on my channel and recycled some videos, but that's because I've been editing some videos which include obviously some in Manchester. There's a Ormskirk line, and obviously some stations around Burnley in Lancashire, so I've been pretty busy doing all sorts, and there's a few Scarborough videos as well. And so there we have it. If you like this videos, obviously please do like, share and subscribe, and do also let other people know about this video should it be of interest to them. Until then, take care of yourselves and cheerio.